You got a minute? Hello, feral friends. I'm your host, Savana, Montana. Today, we're back in the den and we're getting ready for the fucking holidays. I don't know about you guys, but I get a little bit stressed out around the holidays. So I want to talk about that with you all because maybe you're feeling the same way. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of behind the scenes of shit that goes on when you're ready to sit down at that beautiful Thanksgiving table with all of the goods and the sides and the turkey and all the things. But the drama that happens behind the seats at that said table is a whole nother ballgame. So how are we going to handle it this year when we walk in the door? Who are we going to flock to? Who are we going to avoid? What conversations do we not want to have? We're going to dive into all of that today on this very fun feral episode. It's a light one. We're going to have some fun with it, so bear with me. But if you, too, get a little stressed around the holidays and you want to navigate this season better than before, then hit play, stay tuned, and let's get into it. Let's deep dive into the fucking turkey. Let's slice this bird up. Okay, I'm getting a little too gory. Let's just reel it in. Reel it in, Savannah. Okay. Families are a circus. It doesn't matter which family you're a part of, how big your family is, how small your family is. We're a fucking hot mess. All of us, individually, together. It's just, that's what families do. They just stress each other out. And I find it kind of interesting that when we get together for the holidays, all of a sudden, we're like 15 years old again, or 12 or 10 or 18, whatever number that is. But you walk back into that house. Maybe it's your grandparents' house. Maybe it's your mom and dad's. Maybe it's your aunt and uncle's, whatever house that you walk into. And immediately you've transformed back in time. And you're no longer the version of yourself that you are today. You're that little kid again. It's like we regress. But everybody does it. Your uncle does it. Your sister does it. Your cousin does it. Your grandparents do it. Everybody does it. So we're all back in time. And I think we start to act that way. And it's almost like, well, maybe we're going to fix all these problems that we had 1,000 fucking years ago over Thanksgiving dinner. No, we're not. We're not going to do that. It's not the time and it's not the place and it's just not going to happen. But I think subconsciously, that's what we become the second that we walk into that door. And the holidays have hit and the drinks are flowing and the vibes are vibing and the sides are siding. Don't get me started on the sides, you guys. If you follow me online, you know how much I love a fucking side. I could just skip the rest. I only need the sides. But anyways, that's not the point. You start to become the version of yourself that you were when you were younger, when you were a kid. And I feel like this is a big reason why so much drama happens when we get together for the holidays. I don't know about you guys, but in my experience that seems to be what it is. And all of a sudden we're sitting at the table and we're in a great conversation talking about God knows what. And 3 seats down, your dad's fighting with his sister over some shit that she said to him in high school. And you're like, what's going on? And how did we get here? And then other people get involved. And it's like, we got to make decisions. Are we going to get involved with this conversation or are we just going to grab another side and enjoy the show? You know what I'm saying? So I think being aware of what you're walking into before you enter your family home for the holiday is half the battle. And getting there and just knowing what to do in advance is the easiest part. Because as long as you have awareness, you have control of the situation. Maybe not the situation around you, but how you're going to respond to all the crazy questions, to the wacky aunt, to the uncle who's ranting on about politics. You're going to know how to respond before you walk in the door because you have the emotional awareness too. When you see the patterns coming, when you hear the conversations or the mannerisms or that one family member that always drinks a little too much and you can see that they're getting in a little bit of a heated conversation, you know when to walk away. So as long as you're aware of what's going on around you, you can kind of maneuver yourself in or out of it. But in my humble or unhumble opinion, the best way to go about it is to not match the energy in the room because everybody's energy is going to be different. Everybody's vibing on a different frequency at this point. So just set the tone and make your shit known when you walk in the door. Like hold your vibe, be one with yourself, and just stay firm on your shit so that when people ask you uncomfortable questions or an argument sparks or arises or you don't want to be a part of something, you know that you're good with yourself. You're good with your energy. You set the tone with you before you went there, before you sat down at the table, before you poured yourself a drink, before you indulged in a conversation with your cousin, whatever that may be. But as long as you hone in your energy and you just stay firm on who you are and what the outcome is that you want throughout this process of the holidays, you're gonna be just fine. And remember, just because somebody invites you into their chaos does not mean that you have to RSVP. Whether it's your friend, your family, your closest person to you that's in that room, wherever you are for the holiday, or if you're anywhere for the holiday, which we'll get into a little bit later in this episode. But silence is a superpower. So if you don't feel like responding to something or it's just not a conversation that you want to have, you don't have to respond. Don't feel forced. And I know that's hard when you're around family because you feel like you owe them something. Like it's always all this explanation, because we're constantly catching up, right? And people fucking change. People aren't the same that they used to be. So sometimes you feel judged or questions are uncomfortable or you feel like you're pushed into something that you're not ready for. You don't have to respond. You can be silent, and your silence is your answer. So remember that. Keep that in the back of your head this holiday, because I think we forget that a lot of time, and these are where arguments and confrontation arises at these family events. So how do you protect your peace when everybody around you is losing their minds? There's several things that you can do. You can walk away. You can go hang out with somebody else. You can remove yourself from the situation. I'm the person who will probably walk outside and go hide in my car. Just because usually if I'm home for the holidays, it's cold outside. I'm from Montana. It's freaking cold, which is a great place to go cool down. If you're feeling hot and heavy inside and you're like, oh my God, I need to get out of here, just go sit in your truck and just take a second, take a beat to be alone. You can dive into a different conversation with somebody that you're closer to or that you're more comfortable with. You can go back to the table and stuff your fucking face. That's always fun. You can go sit on the couch and watch the football game. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do to get out of that headspace and not let your mind be absorbed with things that are bothering you or conversations that you don't want to be a part of. Sometimes I wonder if families ever change. Like the dynamic of a family, does it ever really change? Or do we as a family just get better at pretending that shit's groovy? Like it's cool. You know, we've all evolved. We've let it go. It's in the past. But have we really? Because during the holidays, it seems like this is when all the shit comes up, you know? Even if there's not problems in your family and nothing goes awry and it's like beautiful, well, great. Your family's way more badass than you even probably realize. But I just find it interesting that do we evolve and change as a family? Do we grow? Do we really let that one thing go? Or are we just pretending like it never happened, like pretending that it didn't exist or it's not a real thing, that we're above that now? So many things come up when we're home for the holidays, and they're probably conversations that family members should have outside of the holiday and really like get down to the root of it. But I digress. That's not the point of this episode. The point of this episode is being able to navigate through all of these emotions and hold your own and stay good so that you don't put yourself in an uncomfortable situation that you don't want to be in. So let's create a feral plan of attack before we head home for the holidays, shall we? I've put together a little toolkit, if you will, a little makeup bag for us to touch ourselves up throughout the process of being home for the holidays, just in case we need it. So I'm going to share it with you. We're going to manage our emotions like the savages that we are this holiday season. So in this makeup bag of fun little tips and tricks that we have up our sleeve, number one, the smile and sip strategy. You know the strategy that I'm talking about. It's the one that your aunt has mastered for several years in a row. And she's fucking married into the family. And she's like, I'm just going to Smile and sip and pretend like I don't know what the fuck is going on. Let's adopt that one, okay? We're adults now. We're growing up. We're out of the house. We're not in high school anymore. Even if you are in high school and you're listening to the show, you can take this one. You're a little badass is what you are, my girl. So if you're in a situation where somebody says something that bothers you or triggers you, or maybe it's just a question that you don't want to answer, you're going to politely take a sip and smile. And that's it. That's all you have to do. It's kind of like a silence rule. It's like, I'm not going to say shit, but also you're just being polite. You're politely declining to respond, which is totally fine. I don't care if you're drinking coffee, wine, a cocktail, a mocktail, an iced tea, hot chocolate, whatever that is, just sip it and smile. That's all you have to do. Number 2. This one might be my favorite, my personal fave. I'll tell you why in a moment. The boundary sandwich, okay? Everybody's got one. If you don't got one, you got to get one, because having a boundary sandwich is like the best thing in the world. You know when it's the day after Thanksgiving or any holiday event, whichever holidays you celebrate. For what I'm talking about this week, it's Thanksgiving. So the next day, you get in the fridge, you open the door, you got all the leftovers, all of the fixins, all the turkey, all the things, and you go to make your sandwich. You get one of those homemade rolls. In my house, we call them boo-boo rolls, my grandmother's recipe. Chef's kiss, shout out to Boo-Boo for the boo-boo rolls. Slice one of those puppies open, turkey, stuffing, gravy, cranberry sauce, salt, pepper, all the things, whatever you like to put on yours, and you stuff it into a sandwich, and you go, just take a big old bite. That is a boundary sandwich, my friends. And so, in other terms, without food, while I'm salivating just thinking about it, a boundary sandwich is compliment, boundary, compliment. We take a nice little sandwich and we just stuff that boundary right in there. We just sneak it right in. The little extra calorie that nobody knew that they needed. Okay? I love you, but I'm not going to discuss that. Also, could you pass the gravy? You look great, by the way. I'm so bad at being fake, because if it was me, I would probably not make a boundary sandwich and I'd be like, the fuck did you just have? I'm not talking about that. No, but that's bad advice. So I'm giving you the best advice ever. Take the boundary sandwich. Compliment them. I love you so much. Boundary. I'm not comfortable having this conversation. I appreciate your concern, though. Another compliment. You look fucking fabulous, though. Where did you get that shirt? I love your turtleneck. Where'd you get the earrings? Whatever. I mean, it could be from anybody. And also, can you pass the gravy, because my mashed potatoes are getting a little bit dry. Easy fucking peasy, dude. I like the compliment. I mean, I like the boundary sandwich. It's not a compliment sandwich. It could be a compliment sandwich, but boundaries in the middle. That's the turkey of your sandwich, okay? So that's option number 2. Throw that one in the make bag. Number 3, and this, for any of my family members who listen to the show, they're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Number 3 is the slip. I specifically named this rule after a family member of mine, because when this family member gets uncomfortable or something comes up or it just can't be handled, the family member miraculously slips right out of the room. So shout out to Slip, because they've made this literally a professional move in my life. So just for your food for thought for you guys. If you don't know what the slip rule is, the slip rule is slipping away. Go to the bathroom. Go to the truck. Go outside. Go away from the situation that you don't want to find yourself in. Do anything to slip away. Just vanish. Make yourself scarce. Disappear for a hot minute. It's okay. It's not just for, bathrooms are not just for peeing. They're also for pee. So maybe you have a stomachache. Just go hide in the bathroom. Lock the door. 45 minutes, who fucking cares? But the slip move is ultimate, because if you even find yourself in a position to get upset or respond in a way that is unhealthy for you, or is just going to bring up emotions, or, cause friction in your life between you and a family member, just slip away. Or it could be between somebody else and you're like, I don't want to be here for this conversation because I know that any minute now they're going to turn and look at me and they're going to go, right, Savannah? And I'm going to go, you looking at me? I'm not, my name's not Savannah. I don't know how did I get here? Don't know. No. So you could just slip out of the conversation so that it doesn't even get reverted to you where you're going to have to pick the side of whoever's in a confrontation or having a conversation about maybe just a topic you don't want to talk about. Politics, school, dating, relationships, wedding. What's a fan favorite? When are you getting married? I don't know. When's your wedding? Blah, 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 all the things. Yeah, well, I already dealt with that and I've solved that problem. So you're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. All right, let's move on. Number 4. Unsubscribe. The unsubscribe button, we're all familiar with it. You can unsubscribe to any channel. You can unsubscribe to the show if you want to. I hope that you don't, but you could unsubscribe. So like anything in life, you can just unsubscribe to it. Unsubscribe to a conversation, unsubscribe to the food that you're eating, unsubscribe to the person you don't want to talk to, unsubscribe to whatever's going on around you during family time, during the holidays that you're just not about. If it's not vibing with you, if it's not bringing you happiness, if it's not bringing you peace or vibing on your frequency, just unsubscribe. You don't have to explain that to anybody. You just disconnect and you totally remove it. Just like in not episode 3, rule number 3. You can just slip out. So you can unsubscribe. You don't have to comment on it. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to mention anything. You can simply just delete it from your mind. No comment. Don't ask me. I have 0 opinions. I have unsubscribed to this channel, this conversation, this topic, this room. That's it. Unsubscribe. Number 4. It's a great one. Number 5 is the most difficult one for me myself. It's the feral filter. Sometimes we have to filter our shit. Maybe everything that we want to say, maybe we're the bad guy in the story, okay? Maybe we're the villain. I've been the villain. I'm the villain right now in a family group chat. In fact, having the feral filter is deciding before we open our feral fucking mouths, is what we're saying kind? Is it necessary? Probably not. Or is it gonna start a group war? Is it gonna create a family group chat from hell? And am I gonna be the culprit? Did I start it? I'm the person in the family that probably did, yeah. Welcome to my show. This is Feral. I'm hot mess express. Here we go. But really think about what you're going to do before you say certain things. Because if you're the shit stirrer, if you're the one that's throwing fireballs, if you're burning shit down and lighting things on fire, if you're basically the person in your family who says what everybody else is thinking, then welcome to my party, because that is me. Okay? And clearly I'm unapologetic about it, but I have to also be mindful of my mouth. So we have to filter our feralness in a sense if we want to keep the family dynamic kosher. And I never tell you guys to filter shit. But in our minds, just have a quick little powwow with yourself and say, is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it going to cause a problem? Maybe don't say it. Or here's my bad advice kicking in because I just can't help it. Maybe just say the shit anyway and just burn the fucking house down. I don't know. Maybe it needs to be said, you know? See, I can't even help myself, guys. I can't even be good to you. I'm so bad. I'm like, just say it. Say what everybody else is thinking. Get it off. Get it off your chest so they can get it off their chest. And then everybody's chestless. Everybody's got it off their chest. And now it's just a big it's not an elephant in a room anymore. It's a huge discussion. And then maybe somebody's face is going into a bowl of potatoes. I don't know. We'll see where the night takes us. No, ignore everything. That is horrible advice. Just try to filter your thoughts before you open your mouth. That's basically what rule number 5 is. It's clearly not one that I can stick to, but you guys know me. You know me so well, so the choice is yours. There's so many things that people can feel guilty about when they're around their family. And it could be many things. It could be your status. It could be your success. It could be your relationships, your relationship status, your lifestyle. There's so many things that a person, an individual, can feel guilty about when being around their family because you've come so far. Or maybe you haven't come as far as you want to. It could be the complete opposite. But there's a lot of judgment that comes along with changing and growing and evolving. And I'm just here to tell you that you don't have to feel that way. And no matter how much you love your relatives and how close you are to them, how not close you are to them, just know that you staying true to yourself and being honest with yourself and not feeling the need to explain yourself or over explain yourself to anyone in your family if it's something that makes you feel awkward or uncomfortable or like you don't fit in anymore. It's simply not the truth. And maybe you're an outcast in your family. Maybe you're the black sheep too. And if I can say anything to you without saying it, it's okay to be different. It's okay to not fit in. They're not any less of your family because you changed and you grew up and you did something different with your life. And the fucking goats in your family, the best ones, are totally going to get that and they're going to appreciate you for that. So if most of your family blows, but there's like one good egg, hang out with the good egg and build on that relationship and nurture that relationship. If you have a bunch of good eggs in your family, more power to you. Then you just have like a really badass family. And congratulations, like love them for that. But if you feel awkward and uncomfortable about certain topics or about things that you've done or places that you've been, or, you know, it could be good, it could be bad. And if it's bad, again, you don't owe anybody an explanation for that, not even your family. And I know that there can be a lot of guilt around the person that you've become. I've dealt with it myself too. But whether your critics have good things to say or bad things to say, it's just critics. Stay true to yourself and just keep doing what you're doing. You will evolve and grow and do all of these things without judgment from your family. It's hard during the holidays. So I feel that. I've been there. Don't let it eat you alive. Part of that evolution for me and probably so many of you guys listening is trying to relate to conversations with family members or friends or family friends, whoever's at your holiday event. If you've just surpassed that conversation, like you can't have it anymore, I've been there and I feel you and I know what that's like. So I think there's like a fine line between sticking into the conversation and just be like, oh yeah, like I've had this conversation with you 1,000 times. I can't believe that 15 years later we're still having it. Yeah, you don't have to be a dick, of course, but you can either tough it out or you can, I don't know. My best advice kind of is to tough it out. And it's just stay humble. And it's okay that some conversations are repetitive and things haven't evolved for other people. They're not less of a person because they're still stuck in something that happened X amount of years ago. And you're not an asshole for not being interested in it. So I think owning that and just being able to tolerate the dynamic is probably your best bet. You're not more of a person. You're not less of a person. They're not more of a person. They're not less of a person. I think it's ultimately difficult when you are from a place and you go home for the holidays and all of those people still live in that same place and you've gone off and done other things. I'm relating to this the most. I'm talking about this specifically because it's something that I've done. So the best thing to do is just not judge a situation. It can be frustrating. It can be annoying. You're like, oh my gosh, we're still talking about this, but use it as a tool to just keep yourself humble and appreciate yourself for all the changes that you made, whether people in your family or your friends understand it or not. And I think it can also stem from negative conversations and just knowing that you've outgrown it and you've overcome certain things and that you just don't have to speak on it. And I think that your vibe and your energy behind it, especially if it's a conversation that you don't want to have for the 100th time, they'll pick up on that. And then if they don't pick up on that, then just go with my number one move. Flee out. I have gotten really, really good about exiting conversations that I just can't tolerate. And I think I'm repeating this so much in the episode because I know we're all about to go through it for the holiday. So don't allow yourself to pop off. Don't like freak out. Don't respond. Don't react. Don't be your total feral crazy self. If you don't want to be, wink, wink, just remove yourself from the situation and go get a hold of you. Try to enjoy the time as best you can. I'm making the holidays sound like they're fucking terrible and shitty. They're not. The holidays are super fun. I'm just honing in on the emotional bandwidth that goes behind the scenes of people during the holidays, because if you're not able to numb yourself with alcohol and just blast your way through it, then you've got to stay one with yourself so that you can make it the best situation possible. This is really all about managing your energy. So if you can protect your peace, continue doing that, because it's far more important than protecting your reputation or the thoughts of other people or how your family feels about X, Y, and Z. Just protect your peace, because if you can maintain that and just hold your energy and be cool with you throughout the holiday season, you're gonna be just fine. Shit, if you can tolerate all the crazy conversations, the political views, the drama from the family, the his and her talk, the small town bullshit, you can survive just about anything. So you're definitely gonna make it through this Thanksgiving holiday. And for the love of God, don't try to prove yourself to anybody. Your calmness and your energy and your strength and who you are is proof enough. You don't have to explain. You don't have to overanalyze. You don't have to word vomit all of the things that people are going to ask you during the holidays. So take it from me. Your calmness is your power. So just remember where your energy is when you get there. There's always a mix of love and resentment in every family dynamic, I feel. I'm sure you guys are with me on this. This is not new news by any means, but find the flow. Find the flow in what's going on and who you're vibing with and who you're hanging with and who you really love and who you can't fucking stand. Just know that that's so normal in families. Everybody's family is like that. I don't think there is an exception to that rule across the board. There's always a little bit of friction between two people. There's always somebody that you really don't like. There's always the family favorite. There's always the family's least favorite. Just there's ebbs and flows. So just find the love as much as you can and have fun with it. Enjoy the people that you don't see very often. Tolerate their shenanigans. It's just like, ugh, I got to see you once a fucking year. Okay, great. That's it. Even the ones that you don't like so much, and spend the most time with the ones that you do love the most, because you might not get to see these people all the time. Your family dynamic could be very different and you see these people constantly. You're like, oh my gosh, I just saw Linda for her birthday and Carrie was in town last month. I don't know. Maybe you see people a lot. So that I feel like the families that see each other all the time probably have more chaos than anything because they're in it. You know, the family group chats and the girls' dinners and the guys' nights and all the shit. I feel like those, I want to peek inside of your guys' Thanksgiving, actually. So please leave some comments below or write me your stories in the DMs, because I would love to dissect some of the chaos that's going on at other people's dinner tables this week. Okay? Please do that. I would really, really enjoy it. Shit, my family might even be the same. Maybe I'm just like one that's not home because I live so far away. I don't know, but I'd really like to hear about yours. Just remember, ebbs and flows. There's love and resentment in every single family. Our families are not any that much different. So take it all with a grain of salt. You can love your family and still need a recovery nap at the end of the holiday. Actually, we eat so much freaking turkey that doesn't turkey make you tired? Just use it as an excuse. Be like, I need to take a nap. I've just eaten so much turkey and I can't stand to have another conversation with you. But don't say that part. And then just dip out and go take a nap, or like go hang out with your friends, or go down to the local bar and grab a beer with your buddy. I don't know. Speaking of going down to the local bar or taking a feral nap after the holiday. I'm not going home for the holiday. I usually go home for Thanksgiving every single year. And I think there's a small part of all of us who skip a holiday feel this little ball of guilt. I love going home for the holidays. Don't get me wrong. I pretty much go home for Thanksgiving every year. It's weird that I'm not going home. It's not even that weird. Maybe it's weird. I don't know. Is it weird? Can my family chime in here and comment below? Be like, yeah, it's fucking weird. Where you at, bitch? Just kidding. I don't know. Because I love the Thanksgiving holiday and I get to see all of my family friends and we're at the ranch and it's cold outside and just, it's such a vibe. I love going home for the holidays. Now I'm regretting this decision. Why am I not going home for the holidays again? I don't remember. No, I do. I'm just not feeling it. I feel like I'm an outcast right now. Not really. I mean, I've always felt like an outcast. I really am a black sheep. No, I'm a great white buffalo. I don't know. I'm a rabbit in a hat. I'm something. But there's this little piece of guilt that we all feel when we don't go home. And I don't think that there's something to feel guilty about necessarily. You can go home at other times. It doesn't have to be a holiday. But I'm not catching much flack from anyone in my family because my family is dope, the dopest of the dope. But other people might not be as lucky as me, where their family really gives them a hard time. And I don't think that, like many other things along with the holidays, I don't think that you owe somebody an explanation. Not your mom, not your dad, not your grandparent, not your cousin or your aunt or whoever you're close to in your family. If anybody's making you feel guilty for not showing up on a holiday that you normally would have, they shouldn't be, one, and two, don't let it get to you, because I think it says more about that person trying to make you feel bad than it says about anybody else. And it's okay to take a holiday off. Shit, maybe you're just like, I want to order takeout turkey from this local restaurant and watch Netflix. More power to you. It's okay to take a holiday off. I think we should actually normalize taking holidays off. Can we do that? Can we do every other holiday so that we could just chill for a different holiday? No, I actually love the holidays. I don't know why I'm complaining, because I really think that they're fantastic. But maybe that's because I'm not around my family all the time. So I really get to spend quality time when I am home for the holidays. And the holidays are fun. I mean, people are just vibing out. They don't have to work. They're just taking the time off, doing their thing. But nonetheless, if there's anybody that's making you feel bad about not going home, just remember that you're protecting your peace, and maybe this year's just not the year for you. And don't let it get to you. Don't be overwhelmed. It's your decision. And it's not a bad decision to make. And honestly, kudos to you, because I think it shows so much self-awareness that you can make that decision and hang out at home by yourself or with your significant other or whatever that holiday looks like for you. Oftentimes, I think that the people who drain our energy the most tend to have the most opinions on what we do, and they're the most vocal about it because they feel like they have the right or the access to us to just say whatever they want. And they might not even realize that they're coming off offensive or making you feel some sort of way by making a different decision. And I think it's just a newsflash that not everybody gets your availability. You don't have to be available to everyone 24/7 or every single holiday. So shout out to you if you're also someone who is skipping the holiday and just hanging at home. Kind of like what I was talking about before too, is that like when we go home and we're in these places and we're around these people and we become the younger versions of ourselves and we start making decisions and reacting and responding from an old mindset, from a version of ourselves that we aren't anymore. It's like, why, sometimes you feel like you're going home to heal and you're like, oh, I just need to recoup and I need to be home and I need to be around my people and my family and all the things. And you're trying to heal in a place that broke you. Maybe some people's experiences at home aren't the greatest. That's okay. Actually, that's probably most people's story, but certainly don't utilize it. Don't utilize a holiday to do that. You guys know me. I don't believe that you can heal in the same place that you broke. I just don't. I don't believe that. So take back your energy and hone into your spirituality in a sense and just dip out. Dip out on the holiday and just be like, shit, you know what? I kind of want to just hang out with myself in this new space that I've created, in the new version that I've built, who I am today. And don't feel guilty about it. Because I actually think it's super cool to spend a holiday alone. And then there's the other people that are listening to the show that are like, I wish that I had somebody to hang out with for the holiday. And then I'm the asshole now. And I'm like, damn it. I went the opposite direction. I apologize. Just kidding. We don't say sorry here. But seriously, it's okay not to show up. It's seriously, I don't think that it's that big of a deal. And I know that some families think that it's a huge freaking deal. I think it's not the end of the world. And if you're a family member who's making somebody feel bad about not showing up right now, maybe this episode is for you. And maybe just let that person take their time. And maybe you don't love what I'm saying, but sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes people just need their space. And you guys are going to remember too, a lot of people have this time off for work. So some people are working their asses off. Some people are grinding super hard right now. Maybe the last thing they need is to be around people. Maybe they just want to take a beat and hang out with themselves, which as a family member, I'm a sister, I'm an aunt, I'm a niece, I'm a daughter, I'm a granddaughter. I'm a lot of things. I have to have respect for my family members too. So I think we all need to remember that as family members. Let's be a little bit less judgmental and come from a place of respect and understanding, as we never know where somebody is at a point in their life or at this moment in time. And maybe there's deeper, bigger reasons that they're making the decisions to be solo. Maybe they're just not big, deep decisions at all. Maybe they're just like, I just choose me and I just want to hang. You know, maybe some people are easily affected by other people's energy and chaos. Maybe you're a part of a really big family and it's just like too many people. I just want to skip this year. It can be easy, but no matter which side of that coin you live on, just always remember, as a family member, come from a place of respect. Come from a place of care. You never know what someone's going through. And if you feel concerned for a family member, shoot them a text message. Send them a DM. Say, hey man, what's up? I heard that you're not coming home for the holidays. Everything all right? Maybe somebody just needs to be checked up on. Maybe they're totally fine. I don't know. We don't know everything, but just be cool. Basically, be cool. Be a cool family member. I know you have it in you. Okay? Okay. I think there's a lot of different ways that you can balance love and distance if you're somebody that's like me who lives far away from their family. And obviously staying in communication and just, nurturing those relationships because they are so far away is important. I'll be honest with you guys. I am not good at this. I am not a good nurturer from a distance. I love my family and I give them all of me when I do see them in person. So this could be my tip for you. When you do have quality time and when you do see your family and it is the holiday, give them all you got. Give them all the love. Give them all the extra attention. Spend the quality time. Show up. Be present. Be fully there. Put your freaking phone down. Stop ignoring shit. Play a game. Help cook. Clean the kitchen. Do whatever. Just be present and be in the moment, because you're going to cherish those moments later in life and you're going to be like, damn, I was there for Thanksgiving, but I wasn't really there. I was hanging out with my friends from high school, or I was down at the bar, or I was on my phone the whole time, or I was still taking meetings even though I had it off. I just really wanted to catch up on work. Like, just be fully present. That's usually my MO anytime I have time with my family, because it is so far and few between. So my way to manage love and distance is to be as present as possible when I am home with my people. I know that that's easier said than done, but it can be done. I also think that because I have so much distance with family, I'm a big boundaries girl. As we know, we have the boundaries sandwich that I fed you guys earlier on this episode. Not to have too much fun here, but on a serious note, holding boundaries with family members is difficult, especially the ones that you're closer to. And people don't always like boundaries. So I think that I kind of personally, I benefit more from my distance because, well, that's how I frame it in my mind, that it's so easy for me to hold some boundaries that might be difficult for certain people because I'm so far away. So use that in your toolbox also. Throw that in your makeup bag, because remember that, oh, I'm not around all the time, and maybe I'm far away, and maybe, people don't always like this, and this about me. So remember all the time that you have to yourself, so that when you are in the moments to be with your family, you're not being as tough on them or being as hard on them or being standoffish. You actually can enjoy yourself and enjoy the present moment and be all in it with them, if that makes any sense at all. And that's coming from a place of having so much tolerated shit from certain family members that I just don't tolerate anymore. So basically what I'm trying to say is that my distance alone helps me hold a boundary. And if your distance alone helps you hold a boundary, own it. And maybe you just don't realize that your distance is holding a boundary or helping you in some sort of way. Because there's so many things that we've put up with from family members, especially during the holidays, that aren't ever addressed. But they come up, and then you feel like you're right back in that place. You're right back at square one. You're like, oh, I'm at the dinner table, and I can't say this, and I can't do that, and I have to be this version of myself, and I have to dim this down, or I have to fire this up, whatever that may be. But knowing that you've grown out of it and you're not that version of yourself anymore doesn't mean that you still have to tolerate the bullshit today. You can still show up as the new version of yourself, as the person that you are today, right now, in this moment, and not feel guilty about it. And that's why I've given you guys all these other tools to use, the whole makeup bag, all the tools, the whole kit and caboodle, so that you can do that and walk away knowing, I didn't screw this up, or I didn't put my foot in my mouth, or I didn't hurt somebody's feelings. I just focused on myself. I had a really, really good time during the holiday, but I didn't walk away feeling guilty. I didn't walk away feeling uncomfortable. I didn't walk away feeling like a shitbag. You just kept it cool. And just to highlight here, it took me years to realize that I didn't owe people access to me just because I shared DNA with them. So just because I'm biologically programmed to love somebody doesn't mean I owe them X amount of my time. And I know that's a really big pill to swallow, especially for a holiday episode. But you don't. Just because you share DNA with somebody does not mean that they own any part of that DNA that you two share. You don't owe people anything extra because you're related. If somebody's shitty to you, they're just shitty to you. You don't have to welcome them into your life. You don't have to spend more time. You don't have to justify it. You don't have to tolerate it just because you're related. And I think that that's something that so many people get confused, because we do. We feel this huge amount of pressure to just, oh, well, it's my family. Well, it's my family. Well, it's my family. Okay, well, frame it this way. If some random stranger on the street, or somebody that you've been friends with for 40 years started treating you like absolute garbage and talk shit about you behind your back and did really crappy things to you, wouldn't someone in your family be like, you don't have to still be friends with them just because you've been friends with them forever? Yeah, but I've been friends with them for so long and they know everything about me, and I've this and that, and blah, 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 and all the things that you tell yourself. Those are just excuses. Family is just the same. People are the same no matter what. Just because you share biology does not mean that people have the right to take advantage of you, or to take advantage of your kindness, or mistake you as a weak person, or make you feel crappy about yourself. And I'm sure anyone listening to this podcast has felt this way in some way, and especially around the holidays. And it's such a bummer that this is the time that it happens, but this is when we're exposed to it the most. And it's about to happen 3 times in a row. If you celebrate Christmas, if you celebrate New Year's, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, boom, boom, boom. You got a really short time frame to spend a lot of quality time with the fam. So take your fucking power back. This is going to sound terrible, but no, not always. But after big family gatherings, my reset is like, I'm like, I need a vacation from my vacation. Like I need to just not do anything for a couple days. That I never do that because as soon as I get back home, I'm like back to the grindstone. I have all this shit to catch up on. Usually I prepare myself in advance so I'm not totally weeded when I get home, but I feel like the energy that I come back with is like, oh my gosh, I need a vacation. I just need to like turn my phone off and not talk to anybody for 48 hours. That would be ideal. But I could say that about anything. I could say that not just about like family events or the holidays, but even traveling, or it's like people go on vacation. They're like, oh my God, I need a vacation from my vacation. That is not a vacation. That is a trip. Okay. This is a hill I will die on. Because when you have like back-to-back shit and you're like plan, dinner, event. That is not a vacation just because you left the state that you live in. I don't care what anybody says. There is a massive difference. Vacation to me is disappearing. And yeah, like just put me in a really nice hotel somewhere cool that I want to go to, and I'll come and go as I please. Nothing's planned. Nothing's booked. If I want to sit in a hotel room for 4 days and read a book, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Anyways, that's not the point of this episode. But yes, there is a difference between a trip and a vacation. And if you need a vacation from your vacation, it was not a vacation. Or it was just a really shitty one. Sorry. But it's the truth. All right. I have prepared a game for you guys to play on Thanksgiving Day to test yourself, to challenge yourself, to have a little bit of fun, a little bit of feral family game night. No, just kidding. Maybe you could play this with your family, the cool ones, the homies. Feral family bingo, baby. Let's go. So I'm going to give you the breakdown. I'm going to give you the rules, and I'm going to give you the prompts. So grab yourself a drink, sit your ass down, open your notes app, and create the list with me here. Okay, I'm going to give you the prompts, and this is what you're going to play on Thursday, Thanksgiving. Okay. And then we're going to wrap this episode up because I know you guys are off work. You got fucking shit planned. You got fun things to do. You got family to see. You got people to see and places to be and blah, 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 all the things. Okay, cool. All right, so let's play a little pre-holiday warm-up game of Feral Family Bingo. So, rules. I'm going to give you guys the prompts. You're going to save them in your phone. And then if you get 5 in a row on Thanksgiving Day or whatever holiday you're celebrating, you win the only prize that matters, all right? And I'm going to give that to you after this. Bingo slot number 1. Start the list. Someone asks, so when are you getting married? You guys obviously know why I put that one on there. Okay. That's number 1. If you're in like that dating phase where if you're not even with someone and people are like, oh, so what are you going to do? Are you going to have kids? Are you going to get married or what? It's the worst. It's the absolute worst. And any family members who are asking that, stop asking that. It's just stressing us out. And it's a different time. Like it's just a different time. I think it's different. Next, someone comments on your weight. Ugh. The worst. I talked about this at length a couple episodes ago. If somebody in your family has shit to say about your weight, just smack them. Smack them. Because that's the worst. So that's on prompt. Bingo family card. Here we go. Number 3. Politics are brought up before dessert. I know every single one of you is going to get that on your bingo card. I know it for a fact. Okay? That's a freebie. I'm giving you a free one. So enjoy it. Number 4. The family pet is more emotionally stable than everyone else. Another fucking freebie. I'm trying to get you guys to win, okay? So put it on the bingo card. Add it to the list. The same aunt cries every time during Grace. I don't know if you guys have any criers in your family. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. If you do, it's a freebie for you. If you don't, then maybe this is a new year. Maybe it's going to happen. I don't know. What number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, someone storms out but comes back for pie. There's always that one guy in the family that gets real riled up and real pissed off and is like, I'm not talking to anybody else ever again. It's probably over politics, actually. It's some of that shit. Or it's a football game. Oh my God, I can't believe we lost. Ugh, so stupid. So dramatic. But then they're like, oh, but I would like some dessert. And then I'm going to dip out of here. Drama. We've all got one, though. Number 7, you say, I'm fine, while gritting your teeth. I'm fine. It's usually that, for me, it's question number 1. So, when are you getting married? I have no fucking idea. I wish you would stop asking me. I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's great. I sound constipated when I do that. Everything's great. I probably look it too. Great. Number 8, someone mentions you've changed. We talked about this, you guys. It's okay to change. You're supposed to change. Change is the only constant in life. The only constant in life is change. That's all we fucking do is change. Ugh. So when someone hits you with the you've changed comment, hit that shit on your bingo card because it's going to happen to me. It's not going to happen to me this year because it's probably going to come through a text message because I'm not home. You've changed. You always come home for Thanksgiving. Just kidding. Watch, I'm going to be like, someone in my family who listens to the show is going to be like, dude, you're a fucking problem. I'm just going to send you this just to rile you up because you're not here to hang out with me for the holiday. That's a really long text message. This is what we're doing, by the way. This is texting. Okay. Number 9. You have an existential crisis over stuffing. You ever just get so emotional, you just get worked up and there's just so much energy going on around you at the holidays and you just melt over nothing. And then you just have a little cry fest to yourself and you're just like, ah! Or you just have like an epiphany or a moment or your crisis mode and you're like, okay, I don't really know what that was all about or how I got here, but maybe I'm onto something. And it could be over stuffing or cranberry sauce. Or a boo-boo roll. I don't know. Gravy. Potatoes. Potatoes with lumps or without lumps. If you're a Friends fan, you got that. We're making 3 kinds of potatoes for Thanksgiving. Monica. Okay. Here we go. Number 10. You sneak off for a breather in your car. Guilty. Happening. Going to the truck. Going to get some cool air. The crispy fall air. And some peace and motherfucking quiet, okay? We're going to go sit in the truck alone and just be. And then once we recoup, we'll go back out. So if you do any of those things, if you hear any of those things, if any of these things happen to you on Thanksgiving Day, add them to your bingo card. Play with one of your friends, your cousin, your sister, your brother, whoever is the vibe to play some bingo with you. I highly encourage it and have some freaking fun. If you get 5 in a row, you win the emotional immunity, okay? You're immune to emotions. You have crushed it. Congratulations. You are the sane one in the room. You are the badass of your family. You have become the monk of the holidays. Just kidding. But yeah, please play the game. It'll be fun. I would play if I was going to be around other people for the holiday. I mean, I'm sure I'll have a couple of people over at my house for dinner because I'm a badass cook. I don't know if any of you knew that or not, but I chef up some really good shit. So I'm excited to eat. Because I get to eat my own food. On a lighter note, I just want you all to remember to be thankful, be grateful, have fun this holiday season. I know I talked a lot about all of the negatives that come along with the holidays, so I hope that this episode didn't stress you the fuck out. It kind of stressed me out a little bit just talking about it. But that's the reality of the situation, and shit's not always perfect. But all you need to do and all you need to remember during any holiday season, especially this one, is as long as you're good with you and you can hone in on your energy and just stay true to yourself and be as feral and happy and cool with you as possible and focus on yourself, you're going to make it through the holidays and you're going to be just fine. Be grateful for the people that you have in your life. Be thankful for all of the things that you've done for yourself and all of the accomplishments that you've made, big or small. Give yourself grace. Give yourself gratitude. Enjoy the holidays. Eat all the fucking food. It's the best part. It's literally my favorite holiday because I love to eat, as we know. So all in all, don't get overworked up about it. All you need to remember is to stay true to yourself and focus on yourself. And don't let any of the crazy or the chaos or the riffraff or the drama or the trauma from the past seep into your beautiful little mind this holiday. Have all the fun in the frickin' world. May your turkey be juicy, your boundaries be firm, and your energy be divine as ever during this holiday season. So thank you guys for listening. I hope that this helps you in the next couple days. Have all the frickin' fun and food and fantastic shit on your time off during the holiday season, whether you're spending it alone or you're spending it with somebody you love. I am super excited for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay feral as fuck. Eat all the turkey. Send me a roll. Just kidding. Don't do that. It probably won't make it through the mail. But I love you. Have fun. Stay feral. Enjoy the holiday. And happy Thanksgiving for those of you listening who are celebrating this holiday. Okay, I love you. Bye. Mwah. Tell you who the fuck I think I am. You got a minute?
Wow.